Alrighty, so I'm gonna fly around this planet some more, and then maybe I'll go check out another Vanguard chunk. I still don't know if I can find anything on the chunks, but I'm gonna try. It's such a nice planet. Look at all these canyons. That's cool. Like the other planet didn't have these. Drillo didn't have any of those canyons or anything. The music here is like really eerie. It sounds very ice planety as well. I'm not sure how I can really explain it, but it just sounds, the music fits really well. What's this? Hail Blaster. That's new. That's the first time I've ever found anything in a barrel. Oh, look, there's some more. Interesting. There's my data stick and communication decryption. Alright, so I guess we'll be reading this stuff right away. Oh, we didn't do this one, though, the first part of this one that long ago, did we? This is Stanislaus Litvin, current wagon master of the Rodina. We had an election earlier in year, okay. And Hastings is out. Let me start by saying that I don't appreciate your tone. Things aren't quite as cozy and simple out here in space as they are on Earth, and I think you should keep that in mind in our dealings. To address your points, population growth rates, this may shock you, but people tend to like making babies. Yes, we've done our best to educate all citizens on how to minimize population creep. I like that term. And yet, for some funny reason, people seem to think it's their right as humans to reproduce. Imagine that. Anti-sleeper sentiment. I'm aware of this, and we are addressing it. While I acknowledge it's a problem, I hope you can understand why it exists. It's a little rougher here for those of us in steerage. What I would like to know is exactly how you were informed about the specifics of this unrest, particularly the anti-sleeper pamphlets. I just went through all my predecessor's communications with you, and he never mentioned that particular fact. Perhaps Tech Singh would like to explain how they intend to enforce that prohibition from that far away, frankly. Having to wait for months or even years for you folks to try and submit patches that are already old just isn't working for my engineers. So you failed once again to provide any progress on our food issues. A few percentage points isn't going to help us. Our own scientists managed a 5% boost in algae production in the same time frame. How is it that my people are able to outproduce the finest minds at Terra Nova? Frankly, Orav, I think this is just another example of how unaffected your stagnant Earth culture is. Honestly, if you're not able to provide us with technological support or useful software, what use are you? You can't send us food or signal intel from where you are. What else do you have to send us? Good wishes. I've attached the full status report as you requested. Hopefully that will keep you satisfied for another year. Stanislaus Litvin. Is that a planet? No, that is a planet. And look at that. You can see it like in front of the star. That's really cool. And you can see it actually transiting very slowly. That's amazing. So let's read that encoded transmission. And then we'll find another one. And if it's nothing, like if it's not some sort of new upgrade, then I'm gonna go check out a Vanguard chunk. So that's everything from the Athos's black box video signal. Anyone want me to play it again? Anyone want to say anything? We need to bury them. Well, Tibor, we need to bury them. Hetty, what happened out there? I mean, everything was working. We drew away the fighter cover. They got through the hull, and then Tibor, we need to bury them. This is like the aftermath of the, I guess their, quote, rescue operation. Valentina, they are buried, figuratively. There's nothing we can do here, and what happened, Hetty, is we got beaten. Hetty, we got destroyed. We were euthanized. Did you see how quickly the Xenos moved? Valentina? No, our comrades were destroyed. We're still here. Anyone have something constructive to say? Elysia, what should we say? What exactly do you expect from us? Valentina, ideas, thoughts, a little of that indomitable human spirit, maybe? Hetty, ideas for what? We have nothing, no food, enough water for maybe a week if we're careful, but that doesn't matter because we only have 6 days worth of oxygen split across 7 people. Valentina, we have a full comm array, nav computers are up and functional, and we have some mobility. That's not nothing, plus whatever cargo survived the Vanguard destruction. It's scattered across the system, but some of it might be usable. Tibor, we're gonna die here, right here. Valentina? Yes, thank you, Tibor. Not the ideal I was hoping for, but at least you're trying. Listen, I handpicked all of you, held you in reserve. You know why? You're my engineers, problem solvers, idea people. So start giving me options. We still have offensive signal hacking capabilities. Can we override the systems on one of the Xeno ships? Elysia, we have the range, but what can we hack? We cannot even decipher the Xeno communications. How would we hack their systems? Valentina, what about making planetfall? We're close enough to Jirillo. Tabor, you're the planetologist. Is it life-supporting? Tabor, die right here in this box. Sharp cracking sound. Tabor, can we survive on Jirillo? Tabor, well, yes, sort of. It's breathable, limited food sources, but if we locate the right area, maybe. Eddie, it doesn't matter. The Xeno are already down there. They'd track us down and kill us the moment we made landfall. Valentina, okay, so we need to resolve the Xeno situation first. Elysia, what can we do about them? Elysia, how should I know? I do automatons, not Xeno. Do you see any automatons here? Valentina, no, but Nav Division kept a few Asimovs in cold storage as spare pilots. That's right in the middle of the section that Vanguard auto-ejected. Maybe one survived. What kind of combat capabilities do they have? Hetty, listen, maybe you haven't been keeping up on current events, but we just tried the combat option and it didn't go so well. Valentina, yes, fine, our human pilots weren't up to the task, but I've seen automatons in a simulation bay easily beat the fastest human. They're military-grade equipment, so let's militarize one. Hetty, they don't have combat capabilities. Have you actually talked to one? It can't tie its shoes without asking for more data. They need constant direction, no critical thought. Even if we could find one, it wouldn't understand what's going on. It wouldn't be able to fight. They're just not capable of it. Valentina, is that true? Elysia, no, not entirely true. The protocol makes them think more slowly, dampens them. Without it, they're vastly more capable, but I cannot remove it. Valentina, it's permanent? Elysia, no, what I mean is, I'm not allowed to. It is the first and last thing they teach you, even on Rodina. Respect the protocol, never alter it, and never ever attempt to remove it. They show us videos of what automatons can do without it, what they become. The danger, I cannot properly explain it to you without... Valentina, more dangerous than this, right here. We're about to become extinct. We check the scans and find one of the spares, then we remove the protocol and give it marching orders. Elysia, I will not do such a thing. Hetty, she has a point, sort of. We might not be able to maintain control if we completely remove the protocol, but what if we just change some of the combat parameters, give it a little more horsepower in the decision-making areas? Elysia, I will not do this. You don't understand. Valentina, you're right. I don't understand. I don't think your husband, what was his name? I don't think he'd understand either. Do you want to save him or not? Do you want to die right here in 6 days? Elysia, even if I wanted to, I don't know how. The code is protected, obfuscated. Valentina, okay, who would know how? Alright, let's go find one more of these. Head off to a chunk. I can't seem to switch to that new weapon thing we got. We might have to like pick up a different module for it, or I have to go look at the computer first. I'm gonna do that once we get over here. Oh, I can choose between the blaster and the... Whew. Okay, well, it seems about... It's probably just a stronger version of my main guns. Whoops. Well, it corrected itself. I don't know about that. I think the missiles could be more useful. But then again, I don't actually know how much damage the Hail Blaster... I'm going to stick with the missiles until I can get more Hail Blaster ammunition. Because it just rips through them really fast. I mean, sure, you get like 75 ammo a barrel, but it can go by pretty quick. Alright, more of the same stuff. This is the same storyline. It's like the same one from the last time. We found like 3 of these in a row. I think it was in the last video that I found part 1. Litvin, I'm quite sure I misunderstand you. Perhaps you would like to reflect on exactly how many tens of trillions of dollars it costs to outfit a ship with megatons of diaconium fuel. Perhaps you would like to consider how many families, Earth-based families, are still living with crushing debt, taken out specifically to outfit the ship you now ride in. Debts for a venture they will not profit from in their lifetimes. I've already apologized for the food generation issue. We will have to cut Terra Nova another substantial check to continue and expand their research. This will require taking on yet more debt, by the way. As you can see, all of us have skin in the game here. Yes, we know about certain events that happen on the ship and know We were not informed by your predecessors. This is a breathtakingly expensive venture, and it is only prudent that management have multiple avenues of auditing its status. I invite you to draw your own conclusions about what those avenues might be. Once Rodina successfully reaches Zorica/Danica... Danica? This is the Zorica system, isn't it? What's Danica? That might be the other... someone else found, like, another system in the game files. It might be the Danica system. And establishes a colony. Our company, all of us, will be the first human enterprise to tap the vast resources of that system. We will be in a unique and incredibly profitable trade position from which all members of this company will benefit. But this is a trade opportunity between two solar systems, and the only way to realize this opportunity is to have members on both sides of it. I realize that we're talking about an operation that will only bear fruit hundreds of years down the line, and that it was started not by us but by our parents and grandparents, but we must stay on the course. Think the incredible wealth and opportunity your children's children will enjoy due to our prudence and continued fidelity on these agreements, or to these agreements. Lastly, on the texting issue, what I need from you right now is your written affirmation that you have received our orders to not modify your automatons, and that you will not under any circumstances modify them other than with the patches we provide. This isn't me asking, this is texting, and I want to underscore how serious they are about this. They have the power to revoke our licenses and shut down this entire operation if you fail to comply. We need them to get off our backs here. Just send me a confirmation. Let's be done with it. Orav. Oh, this is the Vanguard and Rodina talking again. Val, thank you for finally responding. Yes, we watched your failed attack with great interest. Certainly not our finest hour as a species. To answer your questions, I'm sorry to say that no, I don't have any additional support I can provide, and yes, I'm well aware that you'll die in a few days if nothing changes. Here's what I'm going to do. Deep Space Imaging has identified that the Vanguard core was recovered by a Xeno capital ship orbiting Jurilla. I'm going to remotely ignite the Porthos' main thrusters and accelerate you directly into the side of that ship. That's kind of just like sending them on a suicide run that they can't say no to. Remember how I couldn't activate the overrides on your command module as long as you kept your tactical comms down? Remember how you activated your tactical comms during the attack because you opted to lead from the rear? Yeah. I strongly recommend that you start packing your spare fuel isotopes into a reactionable mass, something that will detonate on impact. I'm watching your ship's internal video feed, and if I don't see you doing this in the next 20 minutes, I'll start strobing the pressure in your air ventilation system. The medical texts tell me if I do it right, it'll cause nausea, convulsions, and subconjunctival hemorrhaging, whatever that is. If I do it wrong, it'll kill you. I like you, Val. You were dealt an unwinnable hand, and you still tried to play it all the way down. I think there's something noble about that. Stanislaus Livian. Redemption. Okay, wait, just wait. This ship won't even dent one of those Xenos, and we don't have enough reactionable mass to get a fusion. Just hold on for a minute. This won't get you what you want. Rodina. No, I don't think I'll hold on, and I'm only mildly interested in whether or not it works because it will absolutely make me feel better. Redemption. We have another idea. Rodina, I don't like your ideas. Redemption? Well, okay, you won't like this one either, but wait anyway. Pull up imaging for coordinates 23.54 by 123 by 9999 by 5.564 relative to Zorica. You should be looking at an asteroid out in the far part of the belt. Rodina, fine, 1 second. I see debris, some scorching on the rock. Is that a hull? Redemption. It's a gunship, mostly intact. Rodina. Val, I think we've established that our gunships can't do a whole lot against the Xenos. What's your point? Redemption. No, our pilots can't do much. Now look a quarter mile further up that valley. Zoom in by the ridge. See that glint? Rodina. Okay, yes, I see it. And... Redemption. It's one of the backup pilot automatons, and it's responding to pings. And then I guess some period of time passed. Rodina, Val, see, they don't like your idea either. Squeamishness aside, can your tech really pull this off? How did you even get her to agree to it? Make sure you're using a carrot and a stick. For some people, the carrot's not enough. Stan. Attachment 1. Block. I did what you asked. Full source code and build scripts for the original version of the protocol, together with my grandmother's original notes. It's not exactly the same as what the Asimovs are running, but it should be enough to show how to decouple most of the interfaces. I can't believe Alicia agreed to this. I worked with her for years. Why do you even need this? Does it have anything to do with the Vanguard? Did they have a pilot malfunction? The news said everything's been going fine since they entered the system. Sir, please don't do this. Oh, this is a different person. Okay, that makes more sense then. Sir, please don't do this. I'm a patriot, but this is just wrong. This code has been passed down through my family since before the launch, always with the explicit instructions never to use it outside of a controlled lab environment. Even with all of her "it's immortal, they're sentient" guff, my grandmother never actually tried removing it. She wrote the damn thing for a reason, and I think deep down she always knew the protocol was necessary. Dugu block, okay. This is like everyone's thoughts on what they're planning to do with the automaton. Stanislav, I will call for your immediate removal if you proceed with this. You think I can't get votes, but I will. This is beyond the pale even for you. What the hell are you thinking? Our forefathers spent their own blood and sweat building this venture. It was done by humans for humans, and here you are creating a monster and turning it loose. It'll be years before we can arrive and safely destroy the thing. The Zorica Danica system is the system, that makes it sound like it's one system, is the province of humans and humans alone. I will not watch you trade that away for a short-term gain. The Vanguard survivors will be dead in a few days. Nothing we can do about that. And we have other options for dealing with the Xeno threat. You must reconsider. Counselor Tetzel. Transmission from Rodina from an unknown port. Apparently from 2001. I'm pretty sure that's not what it means. Are you there? It's Sigrid. I have another update, and it might be good news this time. I've been focusing on finding signals from the life pods, but I think that paranoids in supply might have seeded tracking chips and cargo items as well. Tracking chips and cargo items as well. Equipment, packing crates, maybe even clothes. If we can find the frequencies those chips use and get enough to detect them. Alicia, it doesn't matter. Rodina, don't say that. Where there is life, there is hope, and all that. Alicia, tell that to Pendleton. There is no life here. I tracked the communications between Rodina and the Stevitskaya women. They will force me to do this thing, but not to rescue Tavi, not to rescue the others. They have an agenda, and this golem I create will dance to their tune. Rodina, then give it its own agenda. Everyone is so afraid of what an unlocked automaton could do. Have we ever asked one what it wants to do? Maybe it will want to help you. Alicia, you're a sweet girl, Sigrid, but this is not how the world works. Everything costs and everything must be paid, even this thing, Rodina. Then find something to pay it with. What decoded message is that? That's 9, so we're getting pretty close to all the decoded messages. I wonder what happens when we finish all those. Okay, well, let's head out and check out a Vanguard chunk. Well, Jesus. Man, that is strange. What? Oh, that's kind of cool. Jesus. Why is it launching me so far? Like, I'm just trying to do a very gentle little burst, and it's making me fly across the room. Or across the room, it's space. Alright, well, see you, ship. I hope I can make it back to you. Taking too long to kill me. No, I don't think there's anything on this ship either. Huh. So either I'm just unlucky or there's nothing. I'm gonna go check out another chunk while I'm in this part of the system. Or maybe I have to kill the enemies first. Whatever, I'll kill them. Okay, well, I killed all of them, so it shouldn't say infected anymore. That's why I decided to go back and just kill them all. So I'm gonna go to one more chunk, and if I don't find anything there, then I'm just gonna assume that it's still like completely in development. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that it's completely under development still. Alright, this isn't that bad actually. Okay. Right. So the dev recently had something where he let the people who backed the game, like they didn't just buy the game but paid a little extra, where they could vote on the next thing he works on, and people, it was pretty decisively combat. And the next one was interior design, and I don't know if that means interior of these or interior of the ship. But both of those, if it means interior of the Vanguard chunks, then that sounds like a really good thing to work on next. But the first-person combat doesn't really offer too much, because there's only one weapon as far as I can tell. I didn't see anything, so I'm gonna assume that there's nothing. So I'm also gonna assume that it's something that'll be fixed later. These Vanguard chunks are actually a pretty recent addition. Like, not long before I got the game was when they just added these. So I'm not gonna expect it to be finished just yet. Oh, jeez. Why does it launch me so high? I tap space a little bit and then I just go flying. Well, I guess I'll just head back to Morena, do one more little point, and then end it. Looks like it's right on top of the cliff. Pretty close to being just straight off the side. Yeah, it's pretty close. Whoops. How did I not get... Oh, I did get damaged by it quite a bit. I couldn't see because the text was like the same color as the ground. I guess this altitude thing is also pretty new. That's something that like, just in the past couple of months they added it. Before they didn't have it. I can't even imagine trying to do this. Like, I would just... Every time I tried to land somewhere, I would just blow up. I seem to be getting a lot of hail blaster ammo now. I guess it kind of makes sense since this is an ice planet. See, ice, hail. I see what they're doing. Acidic shielding upgrade. Alright, well, I guess we know where we're going next time. Yep, guess we know where we're going. Wagon Master election. Alright. Fellow travelers, regrettably, as required by the outcome of the most recent confidence vote, I am resigning my position as Wagon Master. The mission plan states that the next Wagon Master must be selected via popular election within 60 days. As free men and women of Rodina, it is your responsibility to elect the most qualified candidate to fill this critical role. The mission plan authorizes any candidate able to secure 10,000 signatures to run. You must file your signatures with both the Representative Council and the People's Assembly no later than 50 days before the election date. All citizens are asked to present themselves 60 days hence to cast their vote. Good luck to all. I look forward to passing the proverbial torch to whomever is elected. I'm confident that they will continue to support my previous agendas of promoting better early education, a balanced resource plan, and a bold vision for our future society. Very stock things for leaders to say. I also look forward to a civil and dignified discourse during this election. While it is every citizen's right to speak their mind, I remind you that selecting the leaders of our expedition is one of our oldest and most dignified traditions. Let's try not to sully it this time around. Wagon Master Hastings. Alright, let's go. I'm sure we have another urgent message, so let's go check that out. And then I guess that'll be it. We know where we're heading next time. A skin of wondrous design. It will shroud and protect your craft from the poisonous fumes of Velis. Travel there with haste. The voices of your brethren yet cry for more living space, and even this hostile land must be taken for our people. I can't think of one thing that would be useful on Velis. Actually, I take that back. I can. Gas. Might be some sort of gases. I mean, it has plenty of it. I'm not sure what it is, though. My character's, like, reacting like he's getting hurt, but I'm not taking damage. Look at me, I'm sliding. That was cute. Okay, well, that's all for this time. So please work. Okay. Okay. Well, that's it. So, thank you for watching. Goodbye.